Welcome back with Annabelle Ndilo, who is a woman representative aspirant, Machakos County. We are still talking matters of politics and women in general. Before we took a break, I wanted to ask you the issue of the 2/3 gender rule, which is still pending in Parliament. And, you know, we are coming to another election moment. But that bill has not been effected in Parliament. What's your take on that, Annabelle?
Okay, my take on the 2/3 gender rule. First of all, I would want maybe to appreciate maybe the policy statement, maybe who came up with the position of the women rep. And as I've told you, women rep are perceived or are taken as MPs in Parliament. But even with the position of the women rep in Parliament,
yes,
the 2/3 gender rule has never been achieved. But what can we do about this?
What can you do about it?
We should maybe encourage female aspirants to come on board. That is the cure for that. There's no any other way. Since the nominations and maybe the women rep positions are there, and maybe women are nominated,
yes,
we must encourage, females should feel encouraged to stand for these political seats and prove to the citizens of Kenya that they can make it, and maybe they are the best candidate for the positions, so that we curb that.
Yeah. But even as we say that the bill is still in Parliament, is still pending, the big issue here is the male counterparts. Anytime it's taken on the floor of the House for reading, it flops. So does it mean that the male counterparts in Parliament are not comfortable with women taking up these particular roles?
Okay, the male candidates feel inferior. As I've just told you, the society,
really?
Yeah, they feel inferior. Okay, when I'm running for a political seat, let's say an MP, and I'm running with, they are female MPs who are elected, not even nominated.
Yes.
So the point here is you prove to the people that you can, because the society perceives the women as a weak weapon. So it's we female to come on board and prove we are the best for this.
Yeah.
But for you men, you feel inferior while these females get this political seats. You are.
No, we don't feel inferior. Politics is open field. It's an open field for everyone. It's a democracy. So that's why people are going for an election. You elect each and every member of Parliament you want, member of county assembly, etc., etc. But you know, when it comes to the issue of nomination, it's a big issue, and most of the political parties are going to grapple with it a lot, just a few months away. What's your take on nomination?
My take on nominations, okay, this nomination, I encourage all the political leaders and maybe the party leaders.
Yeah.
It should be fair and just that. But you know, this is politics, is a dirty game. You must prove yourself that you can. Because I also think if you're a genuine person, you go on ground, you talk to your people, you listen to their needs, and maybe make them understand you are the best person for this. That one can happen. But this is a politics, it's a dirty game, but we are trusting in God it will be fair and just, so that the right leaders will be elected, and maybe nominated for the seats. Yeah.
Because you know, it's one of the most competitive processes in an electoral process, because when you look at, you know, when you're given that nomination certificate, you are as good as elected. And it's a tedious process. So which one do you go for? We have got consensus, we have got direct nomination, national suffrage, we have got, you know, secret ballot and handpicking. Which one do you support?
Myself, I support secret balloting.
Why not direct nomination?
Why direct nomination? If maybe a political party has got more than two, maybe more than one aspirant per se, these people, when they go qua ground,
yes,
it is the right thing to be done. Since we are in UDA, we need a nomination. So you go to the people, you talk to them, you offer your manifestos to them, they elect who they think is the best. And maybe direct nomination should it be there. Why should you be direct nominated? Not unless you are the only aspirant who is willing to buy using a certain political party ticket.
So universal suffrage?
No,
because
no.
Why not?
Okay, for me, you know, this is politics, that again, people can rival and stuff. So for the purpose of peace, since we are in a political arena that requires a lot of patience and unity as per se now, let's use secret balloting. Or maybe if you feel this, maybe nomination is not going to be fair and just, you are more than one candidate in a political party, hiring and vying using the same ticket. If you feel it might not be fair and justice, why can't you be independent? Go and talk to your people. Yeah.
I would like to get your point on negotiated democracy. What's the take on that?
Negotiated democracy, like where we sit down, discuss, and maybe offer the best solution for that. In fact, that is what should be done. But what is happening as per se now? There is no negotiated democracy. People are fighting for their own interests. They have their own personal deals. They have their own people whom they want to maybe give them positions they are not qualified for. So negotiated democracy is the right thing for a country like Kenya.
Yeah.
That one will work. Since there is negotiated democracy, that is one way of curbing corruption.
Exactly. Yeah. And to talk of corruption, it's one of the biggest issues that, you know, the counties, many governors actually are still, you know, they still have court cases still pending, perhaps because of the misuse of the public money. When you get elected as a member of parliament, woman representative Machakos, how would you curb corruption?
First of all, as I said earlier, I said the citizens of Machakos and Pasi, the whole country, look at a leader that is accountable, transparent, and impactful transition in the society. First of all, if you won't be corrupt, you must be transparent, accountable. You must account. I was given 2 million, I allocated it in this way. Am I accountable? Especially also, the county governments or maybe the national government should come with overseers or maybe supervisors to ensure the money that is given to these people is well allocated. That is the way to go. Yeah.
Do you really
why can the citizens elect a person, or maybe elect a person whom they think they trust this person, this person is accountable, he or she is courageous, and maybe can run the affairs of the county well. That is the way to go.
How will the Jubilee government, UDA government, if elected, fight corruption?
Okay, to begin with, who is corrupt in Kenya? Who is bringing this corruption? The poor man can never be corrupt. If you doesn't have money, what are you corrupting to begin with? Yeah. So the corruption is higher in the higher levels of the government. So what is the bottom-up model advocating for? For uplifting the people at the low, trying to uplift them to the bottom, so that they are able to sustain their lives. So if we come up with ways to uplift the people from at the bottom, maybe to make them maybe afford the daily bread, there'll be no corruption. But as Persis have told you, supervision of the money that is given to the government is the way to go. Yeah.
And the dealings will always take center stage. Much as, you know, you want to supervise and oversee how the government, different governments, county governments spend their millions and billion shillings allocated to them by the national government, it's still a very hard nut to crack, even to the investigative authorities.
Yeah.
I asked that question intentionally because corruption is one of they say is a cancer that is killing this country. So I still need to understand how the UDA government formed will, if they are if they're elected to run the next government, how they will tackle corruption, because we don't hear them talk of corruption.
Oh, they have never talked of corruption. I was speaking and telling another guy, it is even now, okay, we haven't lodged our manifestos, but we have that in our manifestos.
Yes.
To begin with, I've told you, a poor person can never be corrupt. What are you corrupt for?
Why not?
What are you corrupting?
Why not? You want to get your way.
A poor person, you are not able to afford your daily bread. What can you corrupt? So we are trying to come up with ways to empower the people at the bottom. Okay, this is my take on the same thing. Supervision is the way to go, and auditing is the way to go. For instance, if we choose an accountable and maybe a transparent, maybe president, you know these things from the top, maybe to the bottom. The supervision and maybe the accountability and transition should also come from the MCA, going to the MPs, to the women rep, to the senators, and maybe to the presidents of the county who are the governors.
Yes. Yeah. I asked a panel here, do we have politicians or leaders in our country?
Okay, Spasi, we have leaders who are politicians, and we have politicians who are not leaders. But I won't want to challenge the citizens of Kenya. Okay, you can't be a leader and you're not a politician. You can be a politician and not a leader. So it is the citizens to decide and maybe measure. The problem is how do we measure the accountability and maybe the transparency of this person.
Yeah.
But what we need in Kenya are not politicians, because the definition of a politician is a rampant guy, a person who loves rivalry, a person who can maybe... You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not a politician. Okay, politicians are not bad, but what they have been doing, their past history is questionable. So we need to change the direction of maybe the meaning of politician through our actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What makes you special and amongst other competitors in Machakos County?
Okay, why me?
Why you?
Why me? So that is the point. I am the best candidate for Machakos County Women Rep. Why? And even for the whole county. But you know, politics is a process, and leadership is a process.
Yeah.
You must undergo this maybe to get somewhere. So why me? Because I'm accountable, I'm courageous, and I am ready to serve the citizens of Machakos County and fight for the rights of girls in Machakos County and eliminate the GBV, gender-based violence.
Have you unveiled your manifesto?
I haven't, but I'm planning to unveil it soon. It has been spreading through the media. I go to churches, I go to maybe burials, I go to Arambes and stuff, but officially launching it, not yet.
Maybe a sneak peek of what's in your manifesto. Kidogo tu.
Okay, for me, I advocate for transparency and accountability. That is my main thing. Accountability and transparency.
You're speaking as an accountant. In politics, some people say that you'll throw your profession throughout the window.
I cannot. In Parliament, you know, these people do not understand these things.
Yeah.
Even in Parliament, we have subcommittee for budgets, for accountant, for finance and stuff. That's why I've told you.
Yes.
Me, I'm not moving from my profession to politics. I just want to add something
extra
that.
value
I want
addition.
to fight for the rights of accountants like me, certified accountant who don't have jobs. You understand? Yeah.
When you, what's your take on the coalition process? We have got a pre-coalition pact that the UDA wing that you are vying on is supporting. We need to have a pre-election pact. Do you support pre-election pact or a post-election pact among the coalition members in UDA?
Okay, among especially now you've seen Musalia and Wetangula and joining us. This I say that goes by. There comes a time that you have to take a decision, not political, not religious, but because your conscience tells you to do so.
Yes.
All these peoples are finding a place or maybe a space where they're gonna maybe express themselves to their people, and maybe a person who maybe as their supported and who is able to move with. So I stand for the post-election.
But the deputy president, who is the party leader, supports pre-election.
Sorry, I meant pre-election just before. But what about these political coalitions? As I've just told you, what should be ringing at our minds is the communities, maybe a Kamba community, Luya community, have their people who call them their kingpin.
Yes.
You look at the qualities of the kingpin. Is these people being led by maybe the needs of themselves, the personal interest? No. Such a person who is led by the personal interest should not be elected, should not even be fronted. But if you have the interest of your community and rank, that is the way to go. Yeah. But joining maybe a political coalition is not just a big deal. You just find yourself where you feel you are comfortable, you are able to represent your community well. Yeah.
There are some allegations that there is some sense of disquiet in the UDA since the entrance of Honorable Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi. Would you confirm or deny that? No. We are at the negotiation table. Things are okay. Decision-making process is on, and I promise the citizens of Kenya it shall be well with time. Yeah. So there is no disquiet. No, there is no disquiet. When we look at the pictures. The members who used to be there have now been given some sort of a backseat. And the two principals who joined, Honorable Musalia and Wetangula, have now been given a front line. Is that one of the reasons why there's some sense of disquiet in the UDA?
I don't think so. Since my boss, His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, wants to reach to the people of Musalia and Wetangula, he has to bring them on board.
Yeah.
This is politics. This is leadership. This is a coup. So he must have brought these people on board and start working with them. There's no backseat given to anyone.
Yeah.
You have told you this is politics. You have to have your interest and the interest of your people at hand. So that is not the reason as to why there's disquiet. Yeah.
I'm quite interested in understanding how the deputy president will pick his running mate. Maybe a hint?
Okay.
It's
as per se now, I cannot disclose. I don't even have an idea. But as I've told you, we are in the negotiation table.
Yeah.
Things will be right soon. Yeah. But we are the winning team.
Every politician will say, even the other side of Azimio say that the winning team. Yeah.
But you take a look. Keep watching.
Who is the most probable running mate?
The most probable, we cannot say, we cannot discuss that.
An idea, because you're a member of the UDA, and you see your colleagues in that wing. Who is do you think is most likely to deputize?
No, we cannot discuss that, please. But as time unfolds, things will be right, and maybe you invite me for another interview. Things shall be well. Yeah.
I like the way you're running away from that. When you hear Honorable Raila Odinga saying that he's the best candidate to run this particular country, he's given his manifesto, in his agenda, the pointers, the Baba Care, and what have you. Do you really believe that he's the right person to run this country?
I don't buy his idea. I
Why
buy
not?
the bottom-up idea. That's why I wrote the book, The Rootonomics, the Bottom-Up Economy. Okay, you know, this politics, there's somewhere where you feel comfortable and you see, and maybe as I'm an economist, I know our country should be run, and during maybe Mwakibaki's era, the economy of Kenya was stable and it was running at a very good rate. But as per se now, things are not okay. And the same things that Raila is promising Kenyans are the same things that we have seen in Uhuru era. You understand? So, me, I'm questioning his model. But as I told you, every more economic model can work in Kenya. What we are questioning is the reality in this and genuineness. But as per se now, we cannot. Where is the money, the 6K, coming from to be given to the poor people? Where is the money?
Where will
so
the
where will
the 150 billion shillings come from?
That's why I said I am questioning the 150 billion and maybe the 6,000 that maybe the leaders are promising the people. But what I told you, the 50 billion come from the investment and maybe empowering the SMEs. That is what I can support. But the genuineness of the 6,000 is questionable. It's questionable. But it is his manifesto. He's right. Let him continue championing, and we are championing for what we know it's right. Whatever the Mwananchi will feel that is okay for the country of Kenya, we shall go by that.
Fair enough. You know, what value has Mudavadi added to the UDA wing and Moses Wetangula?
The value that they have added, of course, you know, as I said earlier, these are politics. Musalia and Wetangula are lawyers. They come from Western. So they helped us maybe capture the lawyer people. So we have the lawyer at the table. We are, as I said, we are in the decision-making and negotiation table, but they have added a lot of value to us since we have decided to work with them. In
the last election in 2017, Honorable Raila Odinga was only lost in Vihiga County, and the governor of Vihiga County is an ODM member. He won in Bungoma, Busia, Kakamega, Trans Nzoia, only lost in Vihiga County. By then there was a Jubilee coalition, but he single-handedly floored them. What makes you think that now the two will help them to bag all the votes to the UDA side?
Okay, everything is possible. What we have to sit down with these people. We have to talk to the Luya community and staff. That is what matters, because the votes are with the people. If the people of Vihiga and Western feel that Musalia and Wetangula are the best people, people who we entrust with our county, people who we entrust with our needs, maybe as a region, that is the way to go. But we as UDA, we have brought them on board because we feel we need these people. They also need us. We need to engage the Luya people. people and stuff. But this country should be non-tribalistic. But you know, this is politics. As my advice to the citizens, I said, choose the right candidate for that. Not tribal, not whatever. No, this one is a female, this one belongs to a political party. But as per se now, we have to have political parties. So we are championing for where we belong. Yeah.
So you are optimistic that they will bring more votes to the basket?
I am very optimistic. I have no doubt about that. And we are the winning team. There's no doubt about that.
Okay. 9th of August, Kenyans will decide. I want to get your point on the issue of gender-based violence. It's an issue that has been raised over and over again, and you find that women are the worst affected, and it's something that we're still grappling with as a nation. Give me your point, 100 days into office, what you'd do to fight gender-based violence.
Gender-based violence, first of all, citizens should understand, is affiliated with rape, FGM and stuff, things that affect the women. Like rape cases, a man can't be raped, is in a very rare cases that a man can get raped. But what am I going to do for maybe to curb the female genital mutilation? And female genital mutilation is not happening in Machakos. So mine is to come maybe the insecurity of maybe insecurity in females, maybe in some regions, and maybe the rape cases that are happening. First of all, what causes this rape? You understand that due to the immorality that is in the society, the jobless people, the drug addicts, drug drunk addicts, the bank smokers, the new smokers, those are the people who maybe do the rape cases. So what are we going to do about that? Maybe we take these people, we offer them jobs, or maybe you understand that many of the drug addicts, especially now, are the youth. People from high school, from campus and stuff. What can we do to these people? There are also people in the society who are not educated. That's my point, that maybe we should come up with technical institutions to educate these people to be able to sustain their life. Even if they don't have the education skills, we can impact them or maybe empower them in skills, the practical skills that maybe can make them get jobs and stuff. So first to curb rape cases, who causes the rape cases? The jobless people, the drug addicts. So I shall come up with policies that will curb drug addicts, to curb the rape cases.
And the issue of FGM.
FGM, especially from, as I said, Machakos is not an affected area. But I have my
nationally.
Nationally, I have I have my initiative that fights for girl child. Or maybe as per se, I said I have a call of serving the girl child area. I have an organization, a foundation, Annabelle, Ndilo Foundation, Tears of a Woman. What does women undergo? What causes the female gender mutilation? We just have to educate these people. This is a thing of the past. Time is so much gone. We need to transform to the reality of the world. The
government moved from 844 mode of education and to the CBC. Do you support CBC in the first place?
Okay, I support it partly and I don't support it partly. 50% I support it. Simply because, as I've just told you, many of Kenyans are living below the poverty level. That is 75% of Kenyans are poor. The CBC is very much costly. If you have a kid, you can testify at least. You tell me, it is very expensive. Some of the parents are not even able to purchase the books for the kids. So maybe we should have come up with policies to see how the common man, the poor person, can afford this CBC. It's not a bad one since we are living in the 21st century. And CBC, as you're going to understand, it has a lot of technology things in it, IT. So instead of maybe doing away with these things, with the CBC, we should come up with policies, statements, maybe procedures to make sure that education is affordable to the poor person, because the poor person is the only person who is suffering. People who are maybe rich, maybe who have jobs, they don't feel the much weight of buying the books. But a person, a parent, a mom who is in Machakos, Masinga, a village, who doesn't have a job, doesn't afford the daily bread, how gonna he or she afford the books? So it's not a bad thing, since we are living in the 21st century. Technology, we cannot do away with technology. So CBC is a good thing. But what are we going to do to make sure education is free and affordable to the poor person?
Okay.
Yeah.
During several rallies, most of the politicians allied to the UDA have said that should UDA be elected in the next government, then they will completely abolish CBC. What's the talk on that?
My talk on that is very much okay, but we were thinking and maybe at a discussion saying CBC is not a bad thing. Okay, people are alleging that maybe it was brought on board maybe to curb or maybe solicitize for funds to some few individuals in the government.
Really?
But if that is the case,
really,
then
CBC is rolled out across the country.
It is rolled out around the country, but the views of the people...
You can't say it was meant to solicit for funds for a few people in government, Annabelle.
People are alleging that CBC, it's my side now in the UDA, it was brought on board to solicitize for funds from to some individuals in the government. But if that is the case, you know, we're fighting for the rights of the poor person.
Yes.
The rich person here is stable. So that's why I've said we come up with policies not to do away with the CBC. If we feel it's too much and maybe we cannot be able to withstand the pressure in it, then we can do away with it. But since this one is embracing the technology, we are in the 21st century, we come up with policies to make sure education of CBC is affordable to the poor man. Yeah.
It's you sound as if CBC was only meant for the rich. But when you walk across the country and you see what kids are able to do right now, they're hands-on, practical oriented. You and I went through the 844 system of education. Certain things we were only meant to cram. Right now, kids are hands-on. The government spent billions of shillings to make sure that CBC is a success. And the CE is still adamant that CBC is here to stay and is quite close to the heart of the president. A lot of infrastructure the government is continuing to put right now, the classes, the teachers are still getting trained. Why would you scrap a certain thing that the government has really worked on as a government, then you want to take people back to where they were initially almost 6-7 years ago?
So that's why I've just said this CBC is a good thing, since the era that we're living now, we need practical things, we need technical skills that maybe people who have graduated from maybe university colleges or maybe from that class 6 can be able to do carpentry, welding and stuff. So CBC is a good thing, but I don't know whether you know that there are books that were supposed to be purchased. I know you live within town, but for me, I come from Mashinani. I know what happens. In fact,
I also live outside town.
You live outside town.
Yes.
So at least you can satisfy. There are books which are very expensive. Some parents are not even able to afford those books. So that is my take. If maybe Magoa can take my advice from me, maybe CBC is a good thing. It is maybe embracing the technology and technical skills that we need in a developing country to make it developed as per se now. So this CBC is a good thing. We come up with policy and maybe procedures of making it be affordable to the common man. That's my take.
Let's get into Machakos County now. Who is your biggest competitor?
My biggest, yes, per se now I don't have a competitor. In Machakos County.
Your own competitor?
No, I know they are there, but they are not main competitors. I'm just my main competitor myself.
So you're waiting for 9th of August and your home hand. All right. 100 days in office, what do you promise the people of Machakos?
First of all, the issue of gender-based violence and allocation of GAF funds. As I said, I have a call of serving the windows. Since I know the problems they undergo, I was overseeing and maybe making follow-ups on whether the GAF money for windows have ever reached the window people, and it has never. So I look forward to working with the people of Machakos and ensuring that every window stays a good life, is able to get the money that is allocated to them, and empower the rights of girl child in Machakos County and the whole county especially, and making education a better place, and trying to maybe to increase the manufacturing and improve the manufacturing sector in Machakos. We have the sand scooping and stuff. Okay.
you're an author, and with me here I have a book that you've written. It's called Rootonomics, bottom-up economics.
Yeah.
Explain to me, what is bottom-up economics? Because it's really challenging people. Now that you're the author, perhaps you know better.
Oh, okay, I'm the author of Rootonomics, the bottom-up economy.
Oh, here's the book. Rootonomics, bottom-up economics. Yeah, she's the author. So what do you understand by what's bottom-up economy?
Bottom-up economy simply means we are uplifting people from the very poor background, the people living below the poverty level, if not high, then to the medium, so that they are able to sustain their lives. But what my book, I am going to launch it very soon, by the way, keep watching and keep tuned. It talks about the pillars of the bottom-up economy and how we can embrace this bottom-up economy to be workable in Kenya, because it's not even writing, we have to put it in practice, practicability. But it is a specific talks about what should be done in a developing country in Kenya. What are the pillars of the bottom-up economy? What are the lags? What are we lagging behind? What can make us not to achieve the maybe the blueprint principles and objective of the bottom-up model? Yeah, and I think it shall be helpful to Kenyans. Yeah.
You know, from the discussions we've had in the past, we have got economic and non-economic factors and pillars of the bottom-up economy. What are some of them?
Economic factors. Okay, especially economics means like the value of a coin. You understand that Kenya is a developing country and we are running at a very high debt rate as we talk now.
Yes.
So one of the pillars of, I think you've just seen there, economic and non-economic factors. Economic means things that affect money directly. Non-economic means things that do not affect money directly. Money means maybe the level of economic means the level of education, because for you to get educated, if not free education, you must pay something. But take for instance people who are in the society who are not able to maybe afford education, maybe they are old, they are getting, maybe they are youth at around 30 and 40s. What can we do about those people? Maybe we come up with technical trainings for these people, maybe to impact skills on electricity, welding and stuff. People who have never been in class.
Yes. Yeah. What motivated you to come up with this book?
My motivation towards this book is I am in love with bottom-up economy. It is the best model that can ever work for a developing country like Kenya. It is tested and proven right in USA and China, so it can work in Kenya. Ceteris paribus, if you read my book, means all factors are constant.
Yes. We
have to have perfect competition and perfect information. What is the bottom-up people and my boss doing as per se now is reaching to the very persons in the ground, getting to know their problems. When you see us in political rallies, we are trying to get what does the Mwananchi view this thing as? What are the most basic needs that Mwananchi has? That is perfect information. About perfect competition, now it comes in corruption. That's why I've told you, one of the ways of curbing corruption, because I've told you a poor man can never be corrupt. You are corrupt for nothing, in trying to empower the people at the bottom. But my motivation towards the book, I'm an economist. I need Kenyans to understand that the developing country like Kenya can work best under bottom-up economy, but what factors held constant? Yeah.
Kenyans have a very peculiar reading habits. Do Kenyans read? I doubt if Kenyans read.
They really do. But we have scholars like me, people who are interested in the book, and maybe I can put it into practice. That's why I've told you, it's not a theoretical thing. Yes, I've put it in theory, in writing, but I need to explain to Kenyans what the book speaks about. That is the thing to go. And how can we implement the policies and the principles of the bottom-up model? Yes.
Can we say that devolution is also part of bottom-up economy?
Yeah, it is.
So why replicate what's already in practice?
No. My take, you understand.
Because when you talk of devolution, it means that the money was devolved from the national government down to the mashinani, and the same thing the bottom-up economy is talking about, more or less the same?
It's more or less the same. But my book specifically, devolution is inside the bottom-up model, because devolution is one of the principles of the bottom-up model. A principle means what can we do what is the stronghold of this thing, what can be done, written, implemented to make sure that things shall come to pass and maybe achieves what it must. So devolution is a pillar of bottom-up model.
Yes.
But maybe I can have another interview, maybe to come and explain to these people what really the bottom-up model is all about. But I'll be launching my book very soon. Maybe you have a copy. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Before we go, where can we find the book, or is not yet launched?
It is not yet launched, but I'll be launching it soon.
Okay. All right. Looking forward to that. Thank you so much. We'll be speaking to Annabelle Ndilo, who is aspiring to be a member of County Assembly, a member of Women Representative of Machakos County, I beg your pardon, of Machakos County under UDA ticket. That's where we leave at this particular point. We are taking a break. We'll be right back with more.